Welcome to the Class Business Podcast. I'm Chrissy Monaghan, your host, and today we're joined by Hannah Cavalier, owner of Boogie Beat Music and Movement, which delivers fun, imaginative music and movement classes for babies and young children, as well as workshops in nurseries, schools and care homes across the UK. Hannah and the Boogie Beat are finalists for Strategic Partnership of the Year, sponsored by Bex Howe from How To Consultancy at the Class Business Awards. Really excited about this conversation, so let's dive in. Hannah, it's amazing to have you here on the podcast today. For everyone that's listening online and watching on YouTube, please tell everyone who you are, what do you do, and where do you do it?
Oh, hello everybody. So I am Hannah and I am the franchisor of Boogie Beat Music and Movement. So we are all about bringing children's imaginations alive through stories, song, dances and engaging props, and we run across the UK. So
and you've got a franchise network.
We have, yes. So we've got 15 of us running across the UK, and we've been running for over 25 years as a business. So we're well established in the UK market.
25 years. Wow. What were you doing before, Hannah?
So I didn't sort of start Boogie Beat. So Boogie Beat was started by two other ladies, and they ran it for 20 years. I joined Boogie Beat 11 years ago as a franchisee in the area that I live. And I sort of built my area up, got some class teachers supporting me, and just love bringing Boogie Beat to all the children in my community. And then nearly 5 years ago, it is now, the original owners of Boogie Beat approached me to buy the business. And so I was very excited and took over as franchisor 5 years ago. So I sort of didn't start Boogie Beat, but I've been taking it forward for the last 5 years. So it's been a really exciting journey. We've had new websites built, lots of new props, lots of new lesson plans. And we've been growing our team as well. So getting our team really strong, lots of behind the scenes trainings, and really supporting our franchisees across the country with bringing Boogie Beat to more children in their community. That's
brilliant. I mean, you've got a similar journey that I had. So you went from franchisee to franchisor. How did you manage that transition? Because there was obviously an existing team already in place.
There was, yes. So it was an existing team already in place. It was just sort of as COVID was lifting as well that I took over. So the team has changed a little bit, partly because some of the over COVID, as probably lots of you experienced, people had to go off and do different things. Sometimes maybe it wasn't, they needed to pay mortgages, they needed to pay things. So, we had to put a bit, we did keep running Boogie Beat over lockdowns and things, but the income wasn't as much as it would be, generally in normal times. So we did have the team has changed a little bit, but it's, the team that we have on board now are really like wanting to grow each of their areas as a proper business, really getting out to more and more children in their community, really excited about getting class teachers on board and, providing that, Boogie Beat to as many children as we can see.
Obviously, the owners must have saw potential in you to take it on, because I know exactly how that felt, because I did the exact same. I exited after COVID. And I feel it was probably because I was absolutely battered from the whole COVID experience and did not have the energy to rebuild a whole network, having spent 5 years, it was as long as I left at 9 years. So it was 9 years building that network. And so I felt like I had to hand the baton on to someone else who had the energy to bring it forward. They obviously saw the potential in you to take the baton on and go for the next sprint, because it's hard. It's not easy.
No, it's not. And I think my previous experience, I sort of did, I was in retail and I was an area manager. So I looked after lots of different shops across the country. Yeah. And so sort of, I think running a franchise is a bit like that, really. Everyone, they're all obviously across the country running their own businesses, and I'm here to support them. And it's a very similar journey. So I sort of, often refer to them like, you're my little stores across everywhere, because that's how, I'm here to support them and help them to grow. And I think that experience that I've had for those years being an area manager has actually really sort of helped the team to grow. And I can
totally see how that would relate, because obviously, if you've been out managing areas and you're managing teams in remote locations, yes, you can apply that across to the franchise world. So you've been obviously growing reinvigorating the business for the last 5 years, and obviously bringing on more team members. Who are the types of people that you look for in the business, like to bring in?
Yeah, so I look for people that are really sort of enthusiastic and passionate, really want to make a difference in their community. We have a lot of teachers, like ex-teachers, that come on board into our network. So, they can be an ideal candidate for us. They've got lots of obviously experience with working with children, and all of the sort of the skills that they bring in are really transferable across into our brands. But we do have others as well. I mean, I was obviously from retail. We've got an ex-dental nurse. We've had someone from HR before. So, people do come from all different, backgrounds, and, you don't need to necessarily have experience to join Boogie Beat, because everything that we have can be trained and we can be taught to you. So we have a really well-structured training program that goes through everything, and there's support there along the way for whatever it might be that you're needing support in. We know that people joining us, won't have all run a business before. So, that's what we're here to do, is to help and guide our next franchisees through that process.
Brilliant. And obviously, I know some of the members of the team, and I know you're quite dispersed. You do have Scotland. What's the location you got?
So we're up in Scotland. We go down to Somerset. We've got a little sort of in the Midlands and the North. So we're very scattered across the country. But we make sure that we have lots of online meetings together. Each month we have a few meetings. We have a weekly newsletter. We have a closed Facebook group that we all can chat on. So actually, even though we're very scattered, we are a really strong team. And when we meet people like in person, often like for the first time at our annual franchise conference, you don't feel like you've never met that person before. They feel like, we know them all so well, which is really important to us.
Yeah, and so obviously you've built a really strong team, and then the product. So walk me through what the product suite is.
Yeah, so we have our classes that we run in our areas. So that's where obviously we invite parents and children to come and attend our classes. We then have our early years workshops. So that's a really big part of our business. So about 75% of our business is in the early years workshops. So that's where we're visiting nurseries and preschools, and we're bringing Boogie Beat to those children there. We then also have our intergenerational sessions. So these are really magical, and it's where we bring the generations together. So we will go to a care home and we'll have children attending from maybe one of our preschools that we visit and nurseries, maybe from groups of childminders, maybe from parents from classes, and they will come together and we'll have a really magical Boogie Beat session with everybody. We then run birthday parties and local events, and we've also this year just launched an after school program as well. So that's for our year R's 1 and 2, and that's because actually a lot of our Boogie Beat children, we've noticed over the years, they still love Boogie Beat when they get to school age. And we can go into schools, but we didn't really have an after school program. So this year I've been developing that program so that we've now launched it so that we can take Boogie Beat into those R1 and 2 after school settings for the children. A lot of us as well run Saturday classes, and often they're normally half filled with children up to sort of 7 and 8, which is lovely. So we really sort of get that mix of children, and they all learn from each other, whatever their ages are, which is really special in our sessions.
And so in terms of the class structure, obviously it's all music focused, but do you have puppets, and how does the class work?
Yeah, so we have Giggles the monkey. You can see a few of him behind us.
Oh, yeah.
So he is our little mascot, and we have some songs, we have dances, we have a story each week as well. That's a really big part of Boogie Beat. So we're based on sort of lots of traditional stories like the Gingerbread Man, Little Red Riding Hood, Three Little Pigs, all those classics that we'll remember from being children ourselves. And we bring those stories into our sessions for the children to experience. But we're doing actions when we're telling the story. So we're not just sat reading like a book to them. We're very much more hands-on. We just have a beautiful illustration that we're showing and sharing with the children with the key parts of the story on. And then we'll be doing actions alongside that story as we're telling it and encouraging the children to take part with us. And then once we've got to the end of the story, we all stand up and we act the story out around the room. So we might be off skipping to go and find somewhere to build a house with the Three Little Pigs. And then we'll be building all those materials together with the children, like pushing the straw, rolling the straw up and down to build those houses and really bring those stories to life for the children. So that's a really key part of our movement sort of side of our sessions. We have a really special toy box as well, which Giggles normally is hiding in, and he likes to pop up and sing some songs with us, and it's full of lots of finger puppets. And that's sort of where our nursery rhyme element comes through with the children. So it's really important to share those nursery rhymes with children to really help them engage with their repetition, their language development. So it's really, a nice grounding for them to learn those nursery rhymes. Even just yesterday, we were doing a pirate theme in our class, and then we jumped off the boat because we had walked the plank, and then we got into a rowing boat and we started singing "Row, row, row your boat," and one of the little girls went, "I know this nursery rhyme. We sing this one, don't we?" And I was like, perfect. And it was really lovely because she sort of recognised as soon as we started singing that song what it was, which was really sweet. So it's all about bringing that together with the children. And then we have some really engaging props that we use with them. So we have parachutes, we have rainbow wands, scarves, bean bags, parachute bubbles. So we always have like a couple of props out each session that we use with the children to really get them to sort of help with their motor skills and their development alongside with that. And then we finish with an end song. So we have like a lovely structure that flows with the children so that the children can really learn what's coming next. So the more classes they do, they sort of get to know that structure of the class. We're very inclusive in what we do too. So we have a sensory box. So if children are finding that they need to regulate in our sessions, they can go and explore in the sensory box, which has got puppets and things that they can use, and they can we've got cards that they can practice breathing to, or can do the actions on the cards to support them. And we all use Makaton as well in our sessions so that we can really support children too.
It sounds like a brilliant, high energy program, but a lot of, like you said, development. And I love the way how you've structured it to be really inclusive. So over 25 years, I'm going to ask you if you know the stats, but you might not know. But do you know how many children have been through classes in the last 25 years?
Oh gosh, it would be thousands. I don't have that number. I mean, we do track those numbers now. The last few years we've been tracking those numbers, but we do generally tend to see that, we have sort of thousands just in my area attending, especially as well when we add in all the nursery workshops, all the children that we see there. Sometimes we have, maybe 30 children that we go and see in a session in one preschool. So it can really vary with the numbers that we see in the settings. But yeah, it would be thousands and thousands.
And that's just so many. Yeah, it's brilliant that thousands of children have been experienced the brand and obviously have been impacted through the work that you do. Obviously, I know the work you do in the care homes and the children and obviously the schools and nursery, but there must be some, stories that you get feedback from nurseries or staff or care home staff as well in terms of the impact. Can you share any of those?
Yeah, we do. I mean, when we're in the care home, sometimes some of the staff will say that some of the residents maybe don't engage at all in any activities. And then we come in with the children and they sort of tell us that, that actually that resident doesn't join in with anything, and they've just literally sat and joined in with our whole session and really engaged with the children and just have a big smile on their faces. And that's just so rewarding that, our activity is really helping that resident to, you know, not feel lonely and to make connections and to want to take part in an activity. So we often get that from different care homes that we see across the country, which is just really special. As well, lots of children, we're very much in our sessions, we sort of sit in a circle a lot of the time if we're sat down, but we'll find that the children like want to come and sit with us, which is really lovely. So often, sometimes in one of my classes, all the parents will be laughing because, when it was like really hot, it was like 35 degrees a few weeks ago here. I sort of said to everyone, bring water, bring all these things. We're going to take it really slow. And then I had 5 children all sat around me on my lap. And the parents were like, we're meant to be keeping cool here. Poor Hannah's like melting underneath children all that over me. Which was just, but they want to be part of it. And so they want to come up and sit with us and be part of what's going on. And it's really lovely though as well when you have a newer child in your session and they see all the other children come up, but they're not quite so sure if they should or not. And then suddenly you'll sort of see them starting to get nearer and nearer. And then suddenly one week they'll just be there sat with you and you're just like, oh, they're feeling really confident that they want to come and be part of it and come and join in. So yeah, lovely. You know, there's always things like that are just really rewarding in our sessions, and just watching the children, just their confidence grow week by week with what we do. And, you know, I've got one little boy when we always do a Macathon sign each week. So now I don't have to say it because I'm like, I always say, what's the next bit? And he'll go, today we're going to do our Macathon sign. And he just takes over for me. So it's really lovely that they feel that they can, you know, join in and take part in that way as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. And obviously that impact is, you need to like measure that as well going forward. I want to talk to you about strategic partnerships, because obviously that's what you're a finalist for at the Class Business Awards. And I'm interested in like the whole, how important is strategic partnerships to you, obviously as a limited company at the top end, and then obviously the franchisees at the coalface?
Yeah, so super important to us. So obviously, as I've shared with you all, you know, we do lots with the care homes and the early years workshops and going forward with schools for after school clubs. So they're a real key part of our business. So from a head office point of view, you know, we're always reaching out. You know, we use LinkedIn a lot to try and connect with lots of those early year settings so that they can see what's going on behind the scenes. And so that's a really big key part of what we do. But when I filled in the application for the awards, one strategic partnership that we started last year was actually with Action for Children charity. So to celebrate our 25th year, what I was really wanted to be able as a business to give back to a charity. So we often do, of course, like lots of our franchisees work with different charities in their area, but I wanted a big national one that we could work with as a whole for Boogie Beat. And so I looked at lots of different charities, and when I came across Action for Children, it really just sort of resonated with the same sort of same values that we have as a business. And they're all about making children feel safe and happy and having a really sort of safe and happy childhood. And they have different areas, I'll put them here, where they have sort of like a parent talk helpline. So it's a free page on their website, and it's got so much information for new parents that we can then share with our parents across our network as well. So it can help to support them. And they want to make sure that all the children have their best start in life, which is something that at Boogie Beat we always want to do. So when I found Action for Children, we sort of built a partnership with them. And we have an amazing partnership manager. And so we run a couple of activities each year to raise money for the charity. So far we've done 3 events, and we've raised over £1,500 for the charity, which is amazing. And we do lots, because obviously we have lots of our early years workshops that we go to. Decided to do at the very start was to communicate with them that we're going to take part and support a charity. And so we would pop on a voluntary contribution to their invoices for the months that we're taking part in. And we have an 85% rate of those early years settings, like helping us and supporting the charity, which is amazing. And the ones that aren't are generally because they're a charity themselves, so they can't then support another charity. So it's been a really positive way to share more about Action for Children with our community, to get the children really involved as well. So like our last event was a superhero extravaganza, and we encouraged all the children to visit our web shop and download a mask. And the £2 from each mask went directly to Action for Children, and they could then decorate the masks, wear them to our superhero week that we were doing. And they could take part in a prize draw as well to win some Boogie Beat goodies. So it was a really, encouraging them to understand a bit more about the charity, why they're decorating the masks, and then, taking part in a really fun-filled session with us as well. So yes, it's been a really special partnership that we've made with them. And they've come and attended some of our sessions. We've appeared on lots of their socials, and so we've sort of got this two-way communication now with what we're doing, which is brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many benefits, isn't there, for people partnering up? Like you said, nationally you've partnered up, but obviously, some of the franchisees may partner up locally with charities that may be close to the heart of that community as well. But I feel like there's just so much benefit in doing that strategically anyway for business owners. And so it's great that you guys are leading the way and showing the network what's possible.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And I mean, like at Christmas we did a teddy bear adventure, because part of their like Santa special that you can do on their website is to buy gifts for children. So we bought over 100 teddy bears from our event to give to children as presents at Christmas. So it's just little ways like that we can get involved, but really sort of help to bring that message out about giving back and about supporting other children and other people that need to have that safe and happy childhood as well.
It's brilliant. And so obviously we're getting close to the 10th of October. So it's going to be really, really exciting day for everybody. And if anyone wants to, been watching this interview and it's resonated with them, and I want to find out more about coming to your classes that you've got across the UK, where's the best place for them to come and see you?
Yeah, so the best place is to visit our website, which is just boogiebeat.co.uk. That's the best place to find us.
And if someone's interested about finding out more about joining the team so they can be part of what you're building, is it the website?
Yeah, the website. If you visit the website, the main page, you'll see there's a franchise page on there, and you can go through on the franchise page. There's lots of information, and there's an option to register your interest, and that will take you through into finding out more about our franchise.
Brilliant. Well, Hannah, thank you so much for joining us today on the podcast. I've loved hearing about the story of it all happened over 25 years, the amazing work that you're doing in terms of impacting care homes, communities, and obviously your strategic partnerships with national charities. It's great work that you're doing. Keep going. Make it another 25 years.
Absolutely.
And if anyone's watching this interview and the story has resonated with you, please do connect with Hannah. What's your Instagram channel?
So we're Boogie Beat HQ.
Perfect. So they can come and connect with you there. Thank you so much for your time today, Hannah.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been lovely to share it all with you.